Okay, that's good. Okay, bye. Hello, my name is Hope Jones, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a country of about 17 million people. Here are some examples of costumes and dresses for men and women, crafts, right there, and yurts and nomads, their flag, and religions over there, hats right there, books over there. Okay, so I'll start you off with the costumes and dresses, which is down here. I will start off telling you about the women, these, and about their costume. The costume is, as you can see, this velvet on this one and the red on this one with the designs is actually a vest with the buckle right there. That one, it doesn't show the buckle, but they are supposed to have a buckle. Those are vests just to make them look nice, actually. And you see this white, the white on this one and the yellow on this one is the actual dress, but it's all plain, so it doesn't make them look very good. That's why they came up with the vest right here. And usually when they're dancing, these ladies in the uniforms or costumes, whatever you want to call it, had big earrings. You see that one? And this one has long ones. Because they needed to look fancy. Like fancy. And over, you can see right here, their hair is up. Her hair is up. It's also up in the back. And her hair is up back here. They had their hair up because they thought it might get in their way when they were dancing, the twirl dance. As you can see, these ones might be dancing because of their skirts. You see, hers is kind of like curved and kind of wavy, and hers looks like it, but it might not be. You see, it isn't like free like this one. Instead, it's kind of just like stuck together. And here, what?
That's called pleated.
Pleated. Her skirt is pleated, as my mom says. And over here, on this book, they can, the girls can also have flat hats, as you can see. They don't have to have tall hats like these ones. And the men, which I have pictures of right here, those are actually kings with the turban, the hat. They usually don't wear those type of hats, only if they're a king or something, or somebody really nice, or...
It's a Uyghur sheikh.
What? The hats?
Uyghur.
The hats?
Yeah, the hats are turbans.
Yeah. So the people are?
They're Uyghur type.
Oh, these people are Uyghur, which is a civilization that doesn't have its own country. It just lives in a whole bunch of other countries like China, Kazakhstan, Russia, places in Central Asia. And they don't have only hats like these. They also have hats like in this picture, like that, and that. And over here are some other hats that they don't usually wear for dancing, but I'll tell more about them later. But now I will move on to crafts, which is right here. As you can tell, these are definitely crafts because they don't look made in a factory. I'll start that I have from biggest to smallest right down there, and different pottery and things. I'll start off down here with the smallest. This, the small one right there, is a Matryoshka doll that fits in tiny yurts that I will show to you later. And up here, the bigger ones were hand-painted, I think. And they are a grandma right there and a young girl right there. And the young girl is holding a piece of pie or a bread or something. Bread.
Babushka and Debushka.
It's Babushka is the old lady and Debushka is the young girl. Right here is a baby elephant that is made out of marble. Stone, but it looks a lot like marble because it's very nicely made and stuff. You see, it's got little eyes that are beads, actually. And right here are some pots that were made from China. Ceramics, which they make plates and vases from too. And right here is a big pot that has a nice design going around it, right around there. And it is also made from ceramics. And now here's a soft-made one. It's a camel with some very nice decorative designs on it, with its nice hair, fluffy and stuff. And up here is the big one, which is just the same but not as decorative because they usually have the smaller ones were more decorative than the bigger ones. This one, as you can see, only has robes and stuff, and it's used for carrying yurts, that I will talk about more later. And up over here is another camel made out of leather, and it was actually given to us by a friend, I think, yeah. And they used leather for all of it, even for the saddle. As you can see, this is not actually a camel, this is a demot because it has one hump, and this is a camel because a dromedary, sorry. And back here is a camel because it has two humps. A Bactrian camel that you usually see in Asia, and you usually see these in deserts in Egypt and Africa, okay? And here is a horse, as you might have been able to tell. They didn't use very much for this horse. They just used some cloth, some string, and also for the reins, beads, as you can see at the end of the hair, and over here, right there, and there and there, some yarn. And stuffing that's inside, but you cannot see because it's inside. They had nice sewn in these. This one has a nice sewn in eye, as you can see, and nose hole. And you can see they have a little design where it was sewed. And it's a nice brown one. They also make them in different colors and stuff like that. Like sometimes they have them in brown, light brown. Sometimes they have them in white. Sometimes they have them in gray and all different colors. Now that's all of the crafts I have. And so now I will show you about yurts and nomads. Down here are some yurts that were used, some yurts, which is a traditional home that people use in Kazakhstan with some hand carved people in front of that yurt, which is actually a jewelry box. It's very hard to open. And it has, here, let's see if I can open it. I can't. Oh well. Well, it opens up and there's a nice velvet inside. And on the top is some marble, like that. And right here is some wooden ones that's kind of like a Matryoshka doll, which is a doll that is, it's made out of wood, and it opens and opens and opens and opens until it gets very, very small. But this one is a yurt. As you can see, it gets smaller, smaller, and smaller to be that big. And the tops open up, see? And you can put it back on. Very simple to open, unlike this one that's hard. And the yurts had direct decorations on top, as you can see on the roof. This one doesn't have any, but it should. Over here, some more decorations. And these are actually they were used by the nomads, which I'll talk to you in a little bit. And then they were carried on donkeys or camels, and they were very easy to assemble and very easy to disassemble. But there's only one hard thing that was not like putting it when you were packaging it. It was very hard to package because it was made out of sticks, some rope, and like felt, and they just, you put the wood, the sticks and wood, like you tie them together with the rope, and then you put the cloths over it with the hole in the top, and the hole's for when you have a fire or something, like to keep warm. It doesn't get all smoky, instead it just goes out the roof. And now I'll show you a bit about nomads, which is right over here. This is a nomad. It was a warrior that traveled around during the Soviet Union. And they used eagles. You see, they're the most popular pet. And salukis, which is my type of dog. But salukis can be in different varieties of colors. And they use the saluki for hunting, and the eagle, they like kind of work together, and they found food for the nomads. And over here is a picture of some nomads walking around and with the cloth or like with their horses, but they don't have a yurt in here. They're just probably just like scouting around the area where they're camped with their yurt. And down here you can see some salukis that has the information, but you cannot see because there's so much sun. But now you can see. It's all in Russian, so I cannot read it to you, but maybe you can find out some more about salukis in a dog book. And now I'll show you the usual weapon used as a nomad, by a nomad, which is definitely a sword, because they were warriors. This is, they didn't have swords very big, so when I first got this, I thought it was a dagger, but it's really a sword. And right down here is its case, which has a lot of nice jewels on it, and with a nice chain for carrying. And right there, you can see there's some horns used from an animal, but they might not be real on this one, but they were real on the real ones. And it was, as you can see, the nice handle and the bottom of the carrier, or the case, was, or the sheath, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, it covered the sword when they weren't using it. It's made out of metal, right there, so it was easy to handle and wasn't very easy to break. And very sharp, as you can see, the point there. It would not be smart to run around with a sword if you're like 5 or 2 years old. You could maybe kill yourself or poke somebody in the eye, and yeah, wouldn't be very good. And now I will show you a bit about music and I don't know very much about it, so I think I'll move on. Okay, right here is music. They use very many musical instruments in Kazakhstan. They use the dobra, which you see is leaning right against there. It is a hollow instrument that has it's just like a guitar, but it has only 2 strings, and it is much easier. The living room.
There's a lot of static noise.
No. It's okay. It's what you do. I will take you downstairs. That's our job chart. Can you see? Yeah. I'm going downstairs. And this is the guest room, and that's my brother's room. That's my brother. And that's Musa, our next door neighbor. That's the laundry room. That's my brother's bathroom. Now I'm going to go upstairs. Now I will show you two. Here's the bathroom. Hi. And here's the bathroom closet. And here's the normal closet. Here's just like the next room. Come on. And this is my mom and dad's room. And that's my Okay. And then finally my room. Now that's it. That's the grand tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Now this is Hope. Thank you for watching. So the nomads used to wear hats like this, which is a nice hat. It keeps you very warm, and it's got the nice designs on there. And it has this part, the little tail, for keeping your neck warm. And the inside it's all wool. You see? Wool, wool, wool. So it kept you very warm.
That's actually fox.
A fox fur. It's basically just fur from a fox. And down here are little hats that are sometimes used in dancing for these people, or these people. Readers. I think I told you when I was talking about clothes. And they're used in dances and stuff. If you ever go to a yurt, they sometimes use them now as restaurants. If you go in there, you might see some people dancing and They might be wearing these little hats. And now I will show you a few of the flag, which I'm going to show you how they got their flag. This is their flag, as you can see. They got the sun from all the beautiful scenes that you can see. Oh, let me get a little closer. You see, that's a yurt with a nice fire with some people in front. And now, they also got it from these scenes, and I have some pictures right down there. That's where they got the sun from. And if you didn't know, Kazakhstan got its independence from the Soviet Union or Russia in 1991. And of course, you know, America already had their flag and with their beautiful eagle on it. That's where Kazakhstan got the idea of the.
We don't have an eagle on our flag.
And not on the flag, the bent thingy. It's like a country thing, country symbol. It's a bald eagle. And right down there, it's a gold eagle, which also is the same as Canada, I think. You have to ask a Canadian. They use it. They took it from North America. Oh, sorry. And I'll show you on the side of this one. You can't see, but it's really right along next to it. Is a design. This design is used. It was made from all of the. Oh, sorry, too close. All the designs that they have here in Kazakhstan, and it just represents it. Oops. And now I shall show you a bit about the petroglyphs, which are, if you ever have been to Egypt, they have their petroglyphs, which are pictures that are words, actually. Oh, sorry. And right here is the sun, the god of the sun, or the sun god, right there. And he is kind of like the sun, basically. So they have the animals right below him, you see. They're kind of like praising to the sun god, or the god of sun, or whatever you want to call him. They're like praising, like, we need you, son, don't leave us, like something like that. They're just praying to him. And now, sorry, too fast. You have these pictures like this on rocks, and many others like with goats and other things. And they're not as clear as you can see this one, because this one's actually like, it's on leather, as you can see, being held up by those strings in a frame. So, it's kind of like, it's just made like on cloth. It's not drawn on rock, so it's easier to see. And now I will show you a bit about some books where you can find some more information on Kazakhstan. Right here are some books in Russian, unfortunately. These are in English, though. Some of these are in Russian. But you see that middle one right there? It's in 3 different languages. That one. You see it? With a nice, beautiful gold or silver bracelet. And down here it shows a little bit about Kazakhstan and how they live in Kazakhstan, or how they used to live, and horses and stuff in the mountains and that. Right here's the Silk Road, which is actually a story, I think. I don't really know the story, but it's like traveling, I think. That's why it's called the Silk Road. right here in the last part of Asia, which just is basically a story about Asia, but you find some things about Kazakhstan in it. Right there's another book. I have no idea what it is, but I think it's in Russian. Mrs. Nazarbayev. I forgot to tell you, Nazarbayev is the first president that Kazakhstan ever had, and they just got him. They still have him now. And here is just a big book, basically about Kazakhstan.
About a military exercise in Kazakhstan.
Yes, military. If you heard her, you know. Ah! Everything's falling. Oh, never mind, sorry.
The other book?
And here's some books about jewelry, the religion. Back there's some books about the scenery. And over here is a book about nomads. Here's a book about Kazakhstan, but it's in English, this one. This one's the book about the Saluki, my dog. And here is a book about music and whatever that thing's called. And over here is a book about Kazakh carpets. That's what it says. But it says it in Russian, so you can't read it. And this book, which is about different things in Kazakhstan, right there. I can't read it. The Uyghur National Costume. Okay. And then there's another book about the costumes and stuff. That's all I have now, so I hope you have learned something new about Kazakhstan, even everything about Kazakhstan. Thank you for watching. Hope.